Hello, and welcome to the Pest Control Marketing Podcast with your host, me, Hal Coleman, uncensored and unplugged. Pay attention, take lots of notes, because you're going to find out exactly how to get more new customers, more referrals, and grow your business.
Hal Coleman has been active in the pest control industry for over 40 years, including owning and operating his own successful pest control business for 18 years. He now devotes his time to helping other PCOs and other WCOs double, triple, and even quadruple their businesses faster than they ever imagined. Be sure to check out his website, pestcontrolmarketer.com. For more information about Hal's coaching program, you can reach him at 770-993-0004 or email him hal@halcoleman.com. Mike Stewart is known as the Internet audio and video guy. Since the birth of the Internet, Mike has been showing small business owners how to get more new customers, increase their sales, and grow their businesses online using audio and video, now with iPhones and Android phones. For more information about Mike's coaching program and his online training courses, visit MikeStewartCoaching.com or email him mike@internetaudioguide.com.
Well, hello there. This is Hal Coleman, and you are listening to the Pest Control Marketing Podcast, and I'm here once again with my good friend, my guest, and my mentor, Mike Stewart. Hey, Mike.
Hey, Hal. What do we got to talk about today?
Oh, we got lots of stuff to talk about, but I've narrowed it down. What I want us to talk about is something that is so powerful in selling and marketing your business, and so few people ever actually take advantage of it. And that is testimonials. How to get and use really good testimonials to grow your pest control business or your wildlife control business. So I know that we both have a lot of experience with this, and what other people say about you is 1,000 times more important than what you say about yourself. And Mike, I know you've heard people like Warren Buffett and Donald Trump use the term OPM. You know what that stands for, don't you?
Other people's money, absolutely.
Other people's money, that's right. You don't build hotels and casinos with your money. You use other people's money. You get banks to give you money. You get investors to give you money. You put together limited partnerships. You get people to give you money who trust you, and they expect you to get a real good return on their money. So you don't just use your money, use other people's money. Well, just like you don't build casinos and hotels with your money, use other people's money, you build your business using what I call OPW. You know what that stands for?
I'll bet it means other people's words.
Other people's words. You don't use your words. Nobody believes you anyway. Use other people's words, because what somebody says about you is 1,000 times more powerful. So now we have people get reviews on Google and all kind of ways that you get reviews on the Internet, and that's great, and that's very powerful. We already know, and we've seen many times with our clients, that once we teach them how to get good Google reviews and they get them, the more they get, the more calls they get. And people just automatically say, oh, I called you because you had 47 Google reviews and the other guy only had 2. That right there will sell many people into your program. But testimonials, the ones I'm talking about, are a little different. These are not copy and paste from what you have. These are other testimonials that you get from your current customers, and you post these on your website, and you put them in your sales letters, and you include we've talked before about my Yellow Page ad that I had when I had my pest control business, when I switched over to a long form sales letter type Yellow Page ad, and my Yellow Page guy told me I had absolutely lost my freaking mind, and he said I might as well flush my money down the toilet if I put that ad Yellow Pages, but I did, and my return on my investment went up a little over 300%. But one of the things I had on that Yellow Page ad was I had 3 testimonials on there, and those those 3 testimonials actually addressed the top 3 issues that people deal with in their head when they're thinking about hiring a pest control business. So they were specific. And that's one thing about testimonials is they need to be specific. It doesn't need to be a testimonial that sounds like your mother wrote it, you know. Oh, Mike is such a nice boy. He's sweet, and you ought to do business with him because he's just as cute as he can be. You know, that's not a very good testimonial. So, but you want to be able to have a testimonial that says, last year I had, as a matter of fact, one of the ones I think I had on my yellow page was, I've been using North Fulton Exterminating for 7 years, and they've never been late one single time. And they do an excellent job, and I've had no bugs for 7 years. I would highly recommend them. See, that deals with the issue of wondering if people are going to show up on time.
Mm-hmm.
The other one was people worry about pesticides in the home and around their family. They have concerns about that, and rightfully so. So I had another one from a lady named Pam that said, as a mother, I'm concerned about my children and my family when someone is applying pesticides around my home. The people at North Fulton Exterminating are highly professional. They know exactly how to handle the pest problems without creating any dangers or exposures for me and my family. I feel very confident using them, and they're wonderful. So that dealt with that issue. And then there was another issue about, are they going to, am I going to pay them? Are they going to be able to get rid of my bugs? Are they going to give me what I paid for? That's another issue. Am I going to get ripped off? So I had another testimonial that said, over the past 6 years, I've had 3 different pest control companies try to get rid of my roaches, and none of them could. Then I hired North Fulton Exterminating, and to this day, 1 year later, I have no roaches in my home. They're excellent. They got rid of my problem, and I'm happy. So there again, the 3 big issues, I got 3 testimonials to address those. So testimonials are extremely powerful, and there are good testimonials, and there are not so good testimonials. So we need to know how to get them, and one of the things about testimonials is including the information about who gave that testimonial. In other words, somebody sees a testimonial and it says there's a testimonial and it says John A. Okay, they don't even give the last name, like John A. Well, who's John? That creates a lot of doubt right there in people's mind. Well, they won't even give the guy's last name. I wonder if it was a real person. Why wouldn't they give the last name? Or some people will say John Anderson. Okay, well, who is John Anderson? So they don't know. So more, still doubt there. The best thing to do is North Fulton Exterminating did a great job. They saved me money and they solved my problem, and I am very happy, and I would highly recommend them. Fred Johnson, attorney, Roswell, Georgia. Now, Fred Johnson is a real person. He's an attorney, and he lives in Roswell, Georgia. So that increases the credibility by leaps and bounds. And another thing is to include the phone number on the testimonial. Now, a lot of people raise their eyebrows and say, oh, people are not going to give you the phone number. People know. Well, I can tell you, I think I've only had one person ever refuse to give me the phone number. It's all in how you ask for the phone number. You don't say, could I have your phone number to put on this because I'm going to put it on the internet on my website? Well, people say, no, I don't want you to put my phone number in the website. That's the mindset. Especially baby boomers have that mindset because they think people are going to be calling. So here's the way I used to get the phone number. The phone number became the most important thing on my testimonials. And if you go to my website, pestcontrolmarketer.com, and look at my testimonials, there's probably 40 of them on there, I guess. They all have their telephone numbers. And you want people to call your testimonials because your testimonial, the person that gave that testimonial will sell the business for you. If anybody calls them, you don't have to worry about selling it because they're going to sell it for you. Which is a whole nother thing to get into. The reason why is because they want people to make the same decision they made because it makes them feel better. So they'll try hard to get people to do what they did. But I would just say, by the way, I'm putting together some reference. May I include you as a reference in case anybody ever wants to call and check me out and make sure I'm not an axe murderer? Now, people kind of like to be thought of as a reference. It's a little degree of importance there. So they always say, sure, that's fine. And then I'll say, well, you probably won't ever have anybody call you. I doubt if you ever will. But if you do, I hope you'll say something nice about me. And they kind of laugh. They say, yeah, I'll say something nice about you. So now they've just given you permission to use the phone number without actually saying, can I put your phone number on there? You said, may I at least use a reference? I doubt if anybody will call you, but if they do, I hope somebody will say nice. And they always say yes. So now you've got Fred Johnson, attorney, Roswell, Georgia, and you've got the phone number. Now, I've actually had people tell me, I went to your website and saw your testimonials, and I noticed you have the phone numbers on all of them. That was pretty impressive. I've never seen that before. So they tell me how impressive it was. And then I have clients sometimes, past clients that'll call me, say, hey, Hal, how's it going, man? I just wondered if you've heard from a guy named Fred Johnson. He's going to be calling you because he called me to check you out. And I told him a lot of great stuff, and I think he's going to sign up for your coaching program. So my clients call me and tell me about a new client that's going to call me that I haven't even met yet. I mean, it works. It's amazing how that works. So you'll want to get testimonials. The more, the better. You can't have too many. They need to be specific. They need to talk about specific issues. And you need to include the complete information, name, first name, last name, occupation, city that they live in, and their phone number. It's not hard to get any of that. So that's basically, in a nutshell, what testimonials are all about. And there's a lot of different ways to use them, but I'm tired of talking, Mike, so talk.
Well, I wanted you to get it all out. But, I'll tell you one of the things.
I don't have it all out yet. I just came to a stopping place.
Well, what I want to get across is that you've got to have some definitions here. Number one, marketing is getting a message to a market. That's what marketing is. Marketing is getting your benefits, your services, your pricing, what makes you, what you do, what's in it for them. There's all these messages that you have to get to a market, and a market is people who consume your product and services. Testimonials is part of that message, but the difference is most marketing messages we see, and most marketing messages are created by the owner of the business or the business entity itself. In other words, it's all, I do this, we do this, we, me, and you try to say what's in it for them, but the message was completely created by the marketer, by the person trying to get the sale. Testimonials are marketing messages created by happy customers. So think about what it is. Van Kennedy used to say, marketing is getting a message to a market. And part of that marketing message that people leave out is testimonials, because we call it on the internet, and we call it really in reality social proof. If I say I'm great, I'm conceited and arrogant. If Hal says I'm great, it's a testimonial.
It's a lie.
Pardon me?
I said, if Hal says it, it's a lie.
Oh, thanks a lot. But at any rate, no. But let's get back to it. So you break it up into messages and what type of messages. So number one, if you're leaving testimonials out, that is a huge missed opportunity. And Hal defined a type of testimonial. Now, number one, your testimonials must be true. There are laws when you lie with your testimonials. You can't fabricate a testimonial. And one of the things I think people do, Hal, when they see text testimonials that say, North Fulton Pest Control is wonderful, Mike S. Well, there's a credibility of and a believability the more information you give. So hence, when Hal started putting up names, locations, occupations, and phone numbers, that's pretty bold. that's pretty hard to fabricate that social proof. One of the reasons reviews on Yelp, Google AdWords, Google reviews, Facebook reviews, the millennial world loves the fact that they can anonymously praise and more than not complain about a business or a service. We've actually had customers that the only reviews they had were all negative, bad reviews, and they didn't realize how bad that was hurting their business. So positive, happy customer reviews in text is huge. But one of the things that we learned, you got to remember, when you deliver a message to a market, you must use a media. All right, what's media? Print is media. Billboards, back in the old days, yellow pages, print ads, mail ads, postcards. That's print media. And putting testimonials in print media, the only thing you can do in print media is text and images. That's it. And to create that social proof of reality, you had to really work hard, like Hal did, by making sure that his testimonies were true, real, complimentary, addressed certain issues, and more importantly, they had specificity to where they were believable. You believe Mike Stewart, attorney at law, Roswell, Georgia, 615-555-555. That you saw that in print, you go, well, golly, this must be real. But the internet came along and allowed people all over the world to leave testimonials, good or bad, through the review system. So make sure that you have the best reviews possible. We have customers, we have coaching clients that say the fact that they've worked really hard to get more positive reviews in Google, which are basically Google reviews and testimonials are the same thing. And you just got to have that happen. But we also know that I used to do years ago, and nowadays I still do, video testimonials and audio testimonials. There is no denying when somebody's voice is talking and saying the same information that's written. In fact, sometimes we used to put up written testimonials with the audio button right below it so people could hear the actual person say, "Hi, this is Mike Stewart, attorney at law, Roswell, Georgia, and I just want to tell you what I think of this particular business." And there's no denying video testimonials, because then you would have to be fraudulent to make a fraudulent testimonial. In video, there's no denying that it's really that person. So I just want to let you know, you got to break it down to marketing messages. Testimonials is a huge part of marketing messages that a lot of marketing people leave out. And be sure to deliver that message in all of the medias: print, internet audio, internet video, and print on the internet, which is reviews and your websites and your web pages. So anyway, I just hopefully covered some things here that, Hal, you agree are important. Any comments? I'm tired of talking.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And here's something that you find. You can ask any of your customers, would you mind giving me a testimonial? They say, no, I wouldn't mind at all. Well, don't go home and expect them to do it and send you one, because they won't. They don't know how to do it. They don't know what to say. They mean well, but they never get around to doing it. It takes work. It takes time. And you'll never get any testimonials that way. You're just beating your head against the wall. So the best way, the easiest way I found to get a testimonial is this way. If somebody says something really nice to you, in other words, you're out servicing their home and they say, "Gee, Hal, man, you showed up on time today. You're always on time. That's one thing I appreciate you. I always know you're going to be here on time." I'm going to say, "Thank you very much. Would you mind if I use that? I'm putting together some testimonials for my business. Would you mind if I use that as a testimonial?" And they'll say, No, I don't mind." Okay, well, if you don't mind, when I get back to my office, I'm going to write down what you just told me, and then I'll email it to you to read to make sure it's okay, or I'll call you and read it to you over the phone. They'll say, "Oh, yeah, that's great, that's great." So then you just go write down exactly what they told you. I've been a customer of Hal Coleman's for you can enhance it a little bit. See, I've been a customer of Hal Coleman's for 2 years, and they're never late. They always show up on time, and that's just one of the things that I appreciate about the way they do business. I would highly recommend them. And then you call up and read it to them, and they say, yeah, that's what I said. That's it. Now you got a great testimonial. As a matter of fact, you can call people from prior who said good things about you. Now, back when I started a business, one of my marketing businesses back, I guess, about 12 years ago, which called the Networking Ninja, where I taught people how to network. And I'd been networking with all these local businesses for years. And I said, I need some testimonials to go on my new website. You built that website for me, Mike, the networkingninja.com. So I said, I need some testimonials. So I sat down on the phone, and in about 30 minutes time, I got 8 great testimonials. And here's how I did it. One in particular, a guy named Dave who had a sign business that I'd been working with. And I called him up and said, hey, Dave, this is Hal. I said, remember, I'm putting together some testimonials. And remember that time last year when we met for coffee and you told me you were having trouble with your elevator speech, and I helped you work out that elevator speech. And then the next week at the Chamber of Commerce, you got up and you gave that elevator speech, and you told me you had 3 people call you after that. He said, yeah. I said, can I use that as a testimonial? He said, sure. I said, okay, well, thanks. I'm going to write that down. He said, okay, great. Hung up the phone, bang, had one testimonial right there. Called another friend. I said, remember the time you came to that first networking meeting and you didn't know anything about it, and you were scared, and I gave you some tips, and you told me that after your conversation with me, networking was just a piece of cake? Yeah. Can I use that as a testimonial? Sure, that's great. Okay, thanks. Bang. Got another testimonial. So they're easy to get if you know how to get them. Like you said, Mike, you never want to make up a testimonial. You never want to tell anybody somebody said something that they didn't say it. But all you have to do is when they say it, you just have to say, can I write that down as a testimonial? Oh, yeah, sure. And you just write it down. They said it, but you actually wrote it on the paper. So there's nothing mysterious about it, but that's the way you get testimonials, easily and quickly. And anytime anybody says anything good about you, you need to say, would you mind if I use that as a testimonial? And sure. And then you just write it up.
And those special...
And a lot of people will say, you'll say, well, I'll write it up and I'll call you and read it to you. Or so they say, no, you don't have to call and read it to me. Just write down what I just said. I will. They don't even want you to call and read it to them. So,
and there's some special people who will let you hold up your phone and shoot a video testimonial. We've done it at events. At all the events I go to, they encourage everybody. And in fact, the reason they encourage people is that if you've got a business or a website, that's an opportunity. Let's say you're a realtor. Realtors would probably love to have a testimonial with their web address of their real estate website or who they work for on your website, because that might get them somebody that could become a customer for them, and that's not competition to you. So be creative with getting testimonials.
Absolutely. And Mike, I think we've about covered it. Unless you've got anything else to add, you've got...
No, I tell you what, I do encourage you send Hal an email or you send me an email. There's links here on this website to get in touch with us. In fact, Hal has his phone number on his website. He'd love you to call him. So if we can help in any way, we've got all kinds of services and products and opportunities to help you market better. That's why we're the Pest Control Marketing Podcast, because it's all about marketing. It's focused on the pest control business and marketing. I remember Dan Kennedy years ago said, never think your business is different. Everybody has to get their message to a market if they expect to make money. So that's what we're all about, is getting the perfect pest control message to your market and make a difference in your business.
Well, there you go. All right, Mike, once again, I've enjoyed this conversation, and I hope that people that listen to this podcast will go out and implement some of this stuff and start getting testimonials and start using them to grow your business. So with that said, thanks for listening. Like Mike said, get in touch with us. Phone numbers on the podcast. And love to talk with you, give you information about the other programs that we have and other ways we can help you. So with that said, Mike, enjoyed it again. Folks, thanks for listening. Hope you have a great day. This is Hal Coleman, wishing you all much success.
Thanks for listening to the Pest Control Marketing Podcast. Be sure to subscribe to our podcast in iTunes and on your phones and in Stitcher on your Android. But more importantly, go to our website, pestcontrolmarketingpodcast.com. Subscribe to our email list to always be notified of new episodes. You're never going to want to miss what we've got coming up next, and you never know what we're going to be able to do to help you with your pest control marketing.